Here is Lesson 3, Life in the Ocean. One of the most important processes used in the ocean is that organisms must obtain food to use for energy. The same is true on land. Almost all of the energy used by organisms in the ocean comes from the sun. Plants and algae use the sun to build tissues and make food. This is called photosynthesis. Okay, I've underlined what you need to write. You do need to underline, or you do need to write the sun as well. Please pause the movie and begin again when you're ready. Photosynthesis is the process where carbon dioxide and water are changed into sugar and oxygen whenever sunlight is present. Organisms that undergo photosynthesis are called producers. They also use nutrients around them to make food. So you're going to do the next two paragraphs with the underlined words. Make sure they're in the right places. Pause the movie and then start it again when you're ready. Organisms that undergo photosynthesis, organisms that feed on producers are called consumers. Examples are shrimp, fish, dolphins, whales, and sharks. Although, here's an example of the food chain. Every food chain begins with the sun. Algae absorbs the sunlight and uses it to make food and energy. Clams eat the algae and therefore absorb the algae's energy from the sun. Little fish eat the clams, big fish eat the little fish, and even bigger fish eat the big fish. So it's a cycle, and it all begins with the sun transferring its energy. Although organisms in the ocean only capture a small bit of the sun's energy, they pass this energy from producer to consumer and then on to other consumers. Okay, now go to the next page in your packet, and there you can see every food chain begins with the sun. Go to the top of the next page. Pause the movie and start it again when you're ready. Just like you depend on more than one type of food to survive, marine organisms do too. They need more than one type of food. Therefore, aquatic food webs are usually very complex. Think about where the energy comes from when the sun cannot reach the deeper depths of the ocean. Those organisms down there need to get energy. Not all organisms depend on the sun and photosynthesis. Some food webs depend on bacteria that perform chemosynthesis. This involves using sulfur or nitrogen as an energy source instead of light from the sun to make food. These bacteria live in the super hot water along mid-ocean ridges where there is no light anywhere to be seen. The organisms that live there are very unusual. Check out the next few slides for some examples. You are done writing for Lesson 3. Just enjoy these photos. Giant tube worms. Though you might not think they're not important, marine producers like seagrasses, seaweed, and algae are responsible for 90% of all marine organic matter. The sea devil, the fang fish, the sea pig, the elephant fish mouth, the basket star, the robot fish, The blobfish looks like he just ate something. Barrel eyes. And that is the end of lesson 3.